Umar Nurmagomedov or Cory Sandhagen? See who fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Man, that is a tough one. That is going to be an absolute tough fight. But I feel like if anybody can get it done, it's definitely Cory. Like he's been working with I think Ryan Hoff a lot, and you can definitely see the improvements that he's made. And then on top of that, I remember Roth telling me, like, whenever he went to go train with them, I think it was like last year around that time, like he came back with a couple of tips and tricks that, like, man, I started using for myself. But yeah, like that those guys are really, really good. Like they're working, they're steadily working on specifics. Because again, I know last year he almost had that fight with Umar, but then he had Umar pulled out. So yeah. Especially if you possibly have seen that guy almost like two times in front of you, like I think he'll get it done. I think Cory will be able to get it done. Umar's not an easy fight whatsoever, but I feel Cory will be able to get it done.
Man, these are some hard ones. I got Umar, man. I think the wrestling, he's gonna take him down. I like Sandhagen, but I mean that footwork. It's gonna work for a little bit. Eventually, he's gonna get his hands on him. You know what I mean? So I think Umar.
I want to see Sandhagen get a shot against Sugar Sean. That's what I want to see. But we're gonna go Sandhagen. He's no easy out. He's gonna be out there dancing and doing his thing and hitting his point, getting his points, gathering up his points, and frustrating the heck out of him. So we're gonna go with him.
This is the real banger of all the fights coming up. I love this fight. Those Dagestanian guys are tough. I think you saw some holes in Umar's game going into that fight. I'm gonna go with just my favorite fighter out of the two, and that's gonna be Sandhagen. I think it's so close, it's like a toss-up, but I feel like Sandhagen can pull some tricks out of his sleeve. He's obviously shown that he has some good wrestling now. So if he can deter some of the takedowns, I think on the feet, I think he has the advantage.
Sandhagen.
That's a good one. I'm a big fan of Cory Sandhagen striking, but of course, the Russians know how to shut that down. So I'm gonna go with the Russian on that one.
I'm gonna go with the hometown kid, Cory Sandhagen.
Sandhagen.
And I honestly think that that's kind of like unfair, and he's gonna have some unfair advantages. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just kind of speaking. I'm just speaking freely, but. Obviously, fighting somebody in their home territory is always scary, right? Especially somewhere that's not the U.S. So it's going to have to be, pretty decisive for Sandhagen to take the decision. But I also think that Sandhagen can finish him. I don't know if you saw Umar's last fight, but he got kind of rocked on the feet. Granted, the guy was tough, right? The debut guy was a tough dude. He's a good striker, good power hands. But Sandhagen's a little bit more calculated, with his strikes, and he's got power and very dynamic on the feet. So I think he can hurt and honestly finish the fight.
That's probably out of all the fights that you listed, that is the fight that I want to see. That's so tough, man. That's so tough. Like, I want to say, I think Cory Sandhagen, just because it's just like, he's calling people out. He's improved so much since his loss against Aljamain Sterling. And we saw that, and he's improved. He changed his style, he changed his flow, and he's a menace, dude. He's a savage. So, like, I mean, Umar's good. I watched so many of his fights and watched him with his, like, trickery kicks and just his movement and his grappling. It's phenomenal. And it's like, this would be a great test for him as well. And it's tough, man. Like, when you call someone out, you obviously have something we don't know. I'm thinking Cory Sandhagen, but that's a toss-up, man. That's probably the most exciting fight I see right now.
I'm really hoping to see Cory get it done, but Cory's a G. I'm hoping to see him get it done.
But does he get it done, or do you think Umar has his number?
No, I think Cory gets it done.
That fight scares me for Umar. As a former opponent, you always want to see him do well, and you can kind of fall back on that. Like, look how great he is. But Cory is so complete. Maybe the most complete fighter at 135. I'd love to see him and Sean O'Malley. Depending on Umar's cardio, man, I might go with Sandhagen, in those later rounds.